ESPN Deportes, use the SAP button on your television as the Dallas Mavericks looking to head back to Texas with a split here in Miami. And they've got their hands full. The Miami Heat have won 5 straight playoff games now after the victory in Game 1 and remain undefeated here at home during the playoffs. Nowitzki's first shot off the mark. James leading the charge.
And that's the rebound Chandler has to get. It's right in his hands. He's got to go up and attack and get the ball.
Wade, nice left hand. And the first points of the game. Well, the rebounding numbers is something that where they were out-rebounded by 22 and still won the game as Nowitzki knocks down that shot. They've been out-rebounded every game in the Western Conference Finals and Game 1 of the Finals.
And sometimes when you get rewarded like that, even when you get pummeled on the board, sometimes it's hard to learn a lesson.
Well, they discussed it, and they were disgusted with it as they took each other to task during a film session as Bosh misses. And the Mavericks come the other way.
But you make a great point, because as a coach, losing the game gives you evidence that if you continue to do it, there's going to be a price to pay. You win that way, you think, oh, coach is just picking on us.
Well, Game 1, they only had 11 turnovers. 2 quick turnovers here to start Game 2.
And that first half court possession where they doubled James and then rotated, Nowitzki had a much stronger lockout presence than he did all of Game 1.
Meanwhile, we keep a close eye on Nowitzki and that splint on the left hand into the middle finger, a torn tendon in the final minutes of Game 1. Bosh gets the bounce that time. Nowitzki has said he'll be fine. Certainly the shooting motion has looked good in practice. Said other things, maybe dribbling, swatting the ball defensively. Nice pass inside to Chandler, blocked from behind by Wade, but a foul. All right, Mark, you're a player. You know this guy's got this finger. Do you go after it a little bit?
No question about it. And he wouldn't have to tell me in a press conference. Everybody understands where he's hurt, and if you're trying to win, it's not playing dirty, it's playing smart. Old school basketball says, I'm going to hit him on that finger.
All right, that's the old school. How about today's school?
It depends on who you're talking about. There's some guys that will say, no, I just want to win. I'm going to play the right way. That's not going to get it done.
There's some guys in this league today who would help him ice it from their opponents.
Much more friendly a game. Many hugs before the opening tip. Unlike the good old days with stare downs. Sean Marion on James. Right to Bosh again, and Bosh struggling to start, just 1 of 4. He was 0 for 7 in the second half in Game 1 after a strong first half. James on Nowitzki, and James with the steal. Saves it, right to Nowitzki. Nowitzki pass, Marion puts it up and gets the bounce. They exchange some turnovers, and then Stevenson can't hold on as he goes crashing into the first row along the baseline. Good effort and hustle from Stevenson. And it looks to be okay. So they'll inbound. Some beverage spilled, but everything else appears to be okay. Bibby sets it up. Bibby struggled shooting the ball again. Like Mario Chalmers played almost double the amount of minutes as the backup point guard. Wade, spin move, shot short. Marion foul by Joel Anthony.
Not enough credit has been given to Deshaun Stevenson and the job he does defending the best perimeter players early in games and get them out of their rhythm. That's outstanding defense against a tough Dwyane Wade in a one-on-one situation.
He only played 14 minutes in Game 1, but that was early, as you said. Wade struggled in the beginning of that game. Jason Kidd using the screen. Marion, good open look. Stevenson from 3. He knocked 2 down in Game 1, and a 7-0 run now by Dallas. Kidd, by the way, saying after Game 1, it's on me. He took the blame, said they didn't attack offensively. And Stevenson, he's shaken up, tried to fight through a screen. Looked like his arm went through awkwardly. And for his troubles, he gets his first personal.
You see him trying to fight through the screen, and good, solid, clean screen by LeBron James pretty much takes the win out of DeShaun Stevenson. To get back what Jason Kidd said is on him. I like the leadership and the accountability, but I think there should be a lot of guys dressed in blue that should think it's on them. A lot of guys didn't do their job in game one.
Wade puts it in, and as we mentioned before, they had a film session where, and they've done it a lot this year, they called each other out. Nowitzki called out, Chandler called out. This veteran team not afraid to police themselves. Rick Carlisle says it's been a big strength. Stevenson deflected by Wade. There's the extra effort in the rotation defensively for Miami. They've been holding opponents throughout these playoffs to 88 points per game. Eric Spoelstra talked about it from day one. As Jason Kidd hits a three-pointer. Dallas already up by 6. All 5 starters have scored. That's the way they like it. Good balanced attack led by Nowitzki.
And I like the energy and effort on both ends of the floor. You can tell they've come out much better prepared in game 2.
And a foul on Stevenson. That's his second. He got caught in the post. Not a smart foul. Anthony really not going to do a lot of damage in there. So Rick Carlisle looks down his bench as he takes Stevenson out early.
Well, again, that's just good pass from Bosh, good roll by Anthony, and that is Stevenson's coverage. You can't be frustrated. He was a little late, but did a good job in pulling in.
Bibby, boy, he's got to have a sigh of relief there. Bibby hit so many big shots in the playoffs with Sacramento, shooting just 25% from the field in these playoffs. Gives him a 3 there. Nowitzki. The double not coming as quick, but Nowitzki can't hit. Jeff, did he see anything different defensively against Miami than he saw in the previous series?
No, nothing, not anything scheme-wise that was different, but the quickness of the perimeter players, particularly Wade and James, it's just an incredible difference.
Nice pass, and Chandler blocked from behind, but a foul call. Chandler was one of the Mavericks very upset with his performance after game 1. Just the 4 rebounds in almost 34 minutes.
Dallas is going to have to rebound like they haven't rebounded in a long time and do it the rest of the series to combat this star power.
Now, do they need all 5 guys, or do you have to worry with the fast break potential of Miami?
Well, defensively, they have to all 5 rebound. It's got to be a gang rebounding mentality. But on the offensive end, it's got to be Sean Marion and the centers.
Stojakovic has come in. Wade sidesteps. He makes that look so easy. And Dallas lead up to 2. Wade already 3 for 4 from the field. Stevenson sees an opening. He's been struggling with his shot for much of the playoffs, although, as we said, hit a couple of threes in game 1. Already one here in game 2. Wade looking to post up. Quick spin move, gets underneath. Up to James. Flicks a 3. Miami up by 1. LeBron James in game 1, 4 of 5 from downtown, and he forces Rick Carlisle to call a timeout.
Welcome back to Miami, where the Heat have an early advantage. Well, it's been an eventful couple of days for Dirk Nowitzki, obviously trying to find a way to protect that mallet finger. That's the technical term for that tendon being torn on the left middle finger. This is what he has come up with. It's essentially just a very small splint, almost negligible. This is the play on which that finger was injured. There was just under 4 minutes to play in the game. The finger bends. I can't even look at the video. He starts to fiddle around with it. In the next 48 hours, he went through his normal routine. This is him stretching. This is him coming in last night into American Airlines, as he always does with his shooting coach, Holger Gershwinder, trying to find a splint that would allow him some feel for the basketball. His pre-injury shot routine looks very much like the post-injury shot routine. Not much affected. He said, listen, I don't feel a ton of pain. I would describe it more as a bit of numbness. The biggest thing, guys, is he loves to drive left and finish left around the rim when he goes on those drives, Mike.
All right, Doris. Kidd turns it over. He's always kept saying that once you get out there and the adrenaline flows, you don't really feel it. You don't think about it. After he hurt it in game 1, he hit a couple of free throws, actually 4 for 4 from the line. As Gershwinder looks on here at the American Airlines Arena. Earl Blackman. Good shooters.
Yeah, great shooter, Earl Blackman was. But if I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm not taking Dirk Nowitzki out of the game this early. When you think about the margin of error for the Dallas Mavericks, you take him out as Wade and LeBron still on the floor with Chris Bosh. You need Dirk Nowitzki's presence on the offensive end, and you can run the offense through him. He doesn't have to score, but he's got to be a playmaker.
Bosh the drive and the finish.
Stojakovic just has no chance against Bosh.
And Stojakovic hasn't been hitting his shots, struggling especially from downtown. A 10-1 run now for the Heat and a 3-point lead. Stevenson fires away, not even close. Good contesting of the shot from Wade. And James traveled.
Bosh had a dream last night that he was guarded by Stojakovic. I mean, that's just too easy. There's no way Chandler can get across the lane to help when you just have a blow-by like that.
The bench huge in game one as Sean Marion misfires there. The Dallas bench only scored 17 points. They're low in the playoffs. 22 below what they normally score. As Chandler, good defensive rebound there. And the Miami bench was excellent. They're a little healthier now. They got big play from Mario Chalmers, Udonis Haslem, Mike Miller, even Juwan Howard helped out, especially on the boards. It misses Anthony the rebound.
And I like the adjustment by Miami. Joel Anthony was showing on those Jason Kidd pick and rolls, which allowed Chandler to get a roll once and a three on a hook pass. Didn't do it that time, just protected the rim.
Chandler breaks it up beautifully. He saw it coming. Marion the other way and lays it in. That time, Tyson Chandler saw Bosh's little signal. He was sticking his tongue out, throw the alley-oop. And Chandler poking it away. But Dallas in game one held Miami to 39% shooting from the field. You'd say, hey, they played some good defense, but Rick Carlisle wasn't buying it. As Bibby's left wide open and knocks down the three. And that's one of the reasons they had open threes that they missed. He hasn't missed two now.
Well, that's a breakdown defensively because Jason Kidd rotated. Somebody's got to rotate to his man. They did not, and they paid the price, leaving Mike Bibby all alone.
Stevenson answers back. Sean Stevenson with his second three-pointer. He stays in the game with the two fouls and pays dividends. And Eric Spoelstra now wants to talk it over. Of course, Chris Bosh considered sometimes the outsider of the big three. He's had a big sacrifice. He was the man in Toronto. They all have the sacrifice part of their individual game to make it work. And he's trying to do that, Mark.
Absolutely. You see the signal right here. Lob, I got him beat. First time I've seen a signal like that. Heck of a job, but the operation was success. Patient died, not able to finish the play at the rim.
Do you think he went over that with the team? Look, when I want to spin out lob, I'm going to stick my tongue out right, then left, and then spin?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Not exactly a poker face. Haslem out to Wade. And Wade in and out. That one halfway down. In cross court, Jason Terry. Terry fires away.
If you're Rick Carlisle, you're not concerned about Jason Terry's ability to shoot the basketball. He can heat up as quick as anybody in the league.
Under 3 to play. Terry inside to Chandler. Chandler aggressive and gets the bounce. And that's what Rick Carlisle wants from Terry, Mark. That, all right, you got to be more than a scorer. He's had some good games where he's defended well, where he's dished well.
Well, coach will tell you he's their best pick and roll basketball player because he's such a threat coming off in pick and roll situation.
Wade, the crossover inside and scores. Maneuvering around the Dallas defense.
Tyson Chandler's either got to take a charge on that or block the shot.
Stojakovic perhaps got away with a walk. Crowd certainly thought so. Leans in. Terrible pass, although defense forcing it. And that's 4 turnovers for Dallas here in the opening period. Bibby will try again. Rushed it. James on the follow. Timeout, Mavericks. And game 4 and a game 5 if necessary, Tuesday and Thursday at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and all the games on ABC. J.J. Barea in. Rick Carlisle going to his bench early. Marion to Terry. Nice fake from Terry. Knocked away. Excellent recovery. Miller. Nowitzki to pass. And Brendan Haywood gets it to go. Nowitzki with some nice passes early.
Really nice passes off the dribble. And sometimes, you know, on Miller's block shot as he lines up a three, you forget just how big Mike Miller is, so he can recover against Jason Terry and impact his shot.
Terry looking for Nowitzki. And Miller called for a foul. Miller is 6'8" as he picks up his first.
Again, Nowitzki catches and goes, attacks. They rotate up. LeBron James does a good job finding Haywood. Haywood, good composure to finish the little jump hook.
Nowitzki catch and shoot. Oh, the shooting not appearing to be a problem at all. 2 of 4 from the field. Mavericks back up by 1.
Again, that's off of the movement of Jason Terry coming off screens. Creates such a problem against defenses.
There's Chalmers in the game. Chalmers played very well off the bench the other night, as Haslam did as well. Back and forth first quarter now. 6 different lead changes already. Nice feed. Blocked by Anthony. Marion gets it. And Marion called, or LeBron James called for the foul as Marion went up for the shot, so that's 2 on LeBron James.
Mavericks doing a very good job of passing the ball on point. Brendan Haywood trying to finish at the rim. Outstanding block by Joel Anthony. Great job of not giving up anything easy. No contact there, but Sean Marion's pursuit of the basketball gets him to the foul line.
And you know, if I was an official, I would probably rush that call and anticipate a foul. I've always admired the referees that can watch the play and not anticipate. Great job of officiating, letting the play out.
If you were an official, I don't know what I'd do.
Oh, you know what? I'd harbor a grudge. I'll tell you that right now. Anybody got on me?
I love the friendly chats you have with the officials before these games now. Planting the seed, aren't you?
Getting a little point.
He knows what he's doing.
Shot clock down to 5. Marion on James, fires away, hits a 3. His second three-pointer. The Heat up by 2.
I'd smile too if I was the best player in the NBA.
Now in the playoffs, shooting about 41% from downtown. Barea, that's the shot that wouldn't fall the other night. Final seconds. James at the buzzer. Almost starting to expect that to go in as well. And what a difference from game 1. The other night after the first quarter, it was 17-16. Tough defense, low scoring. 28 apiece here in game 2.
Welcome back to American Airlines Arena with Rick Carlisle. Obviously a very active quarter for Dwyane and LeBron. In an ideal world, what would you take away?
Well, look, I mean, the penetration is a big problem because that leads to other problems. So we got to try to keep these guys in front of us. We know they're both capable of jumping up and hitting shots, but we got to make it tough on them.
You talked, Rick, about winning the line of scrimmage from that aspect through the first 12 minutes.
We're doing better. We're doing better. We had a couple of lapses. We're going to have to look at matchups, but our disposition is better so far.
Thank you, Coach. Mike.
Well, Doris made Rick laugh during the game. That's not easy to do. Meanwhile, a foul on the entry pass.
But it's interesting. 9 of the 21 shots by Miami have been threes. They haven't been to the free throw line. And that's where they lived the whole playoffs. And that has an impact on their defense because Dallas's best offense is with flow in transition.
James, meanwhile, only had 2 free throw attempts in game 1. Wade only 5, so combined 7. Very unusual for those two, yet they still win the game. Shot clock at 1. Knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, not much you can do there. That's great defense, but better offense. Awfully tough to defend LeBron James and Dwyane Wade when they're knocking down jumpers.
And J.J. Barea, who in game 1 really struggled, made some good moves, just couldn't finish. He was 1 for 8. He's come off the bench. Nice spark to tie the game.
He could put out his own DVD on how to run pick and roll. He's that good.
Bosh Nowitzki on him. Bosh spinning, trying to draw a foul. Haywood. And then Haslam gets knocked down as the shot clock was down to 2. It's not going to be in the act of shooting. And it's going to go against Brendan Haywood. So Haywood picks up his first.
And you see Sean Marion connected to LeBron James, understands where the help is coming from, in the right position, sending him to the help. LeBron just patient, creates the airspace by the ball fake, gets J.J. Barea out of position, and then the extension, the step back. That's a tough shot. Nothing you can do in that situation.
Chalmers open for 3. Too strong. Barea the rebound. Now that's not necessarily a good shot, but it went in.
No, it's a horrible shot. It's horrible possession. As again, Dallas forces a long shot, doesn't put him on the free throw line and can score in transition. But you're right. That's not a good possession of offense. He's just that good where he just makes shots that really no one else in this game can consistently make.
Chalmers drives on Barea. Nice move, Mario Chalmers, who said he was so nervous before game 1, his first finals, that he couldn't even take his pregame nap. But he performed admirably with 12 points and 3 3-pointers. Terry and a foul. Dallas much more aggressive going to the basket. And the way they're going to the basket.
They're much more aggressive on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. Not settling on the perimeter, but I talked about it. They're able to get quality looks as long as they're patient and in attack mode offensively. And if you're Rick Carlisle, you've got to like what's going on both ends of the floor to start this game.
Terry able to put it in. You know, you talked about Terry and getting a shot going. He's always been a good shooter for his career, 45%. He's a very durable player as well. Over the years, he's hardly missed a lot of time. You can count on him if you're a coach. You love that type. But they need him to snap out of this mini shooting slump that he's had.
And Rick Carlisle's matching minutes right now. Marion's with LeBron James. LeBron James goes out. He took Marion out. His normal rotation in the previous rounds is to get him off the floor early.
Nowitzki with the deflection. I believe with the right hand. Barea. Wade trying to go for the steal. Stevenson beats him to it.
Great play by Stevenson coming to meet the ball.
Nowitzki on a pull-up, knocks it down. Dirk Nowitzki with 6. And the Mavericks looking sharp. They're shooting 59% from the field.
But again, catches the basketball on the run, gets Chris Bosh on his heels, and gets to his spot.
Well, he's got a different role than he did in 2006 when they won the championship. And he was the finals MVP, averaging almost 35 a game. A lot more help. Speaking of that 2016, as Haslam has it knocked away, picked up by Terry. Terry going down the other end and lays it in. Of course, one of the members of that 2016 was Shaquille O'Neal, announcing his retirement. A great gentle giant. Calls it a career, and what a fabulous Hall of Fame career as Wade with a spectacular move there.
Sad day for the NBA. Losing an all-time great, not just great center as Barea's foul, but great player and truly one of the all-time great ambassadors for the game of basketball, the coolest 7-footer that this world has ever seen.
But he settles for 3, and they did a nice job here in Miami during the first quarter as Barea knocks down a free throw. A very nice video tribute, thanking and congratulating Shaquille O'Neal, as everybody in the NBA did. David Stern put out a press release yesterday and called him just that. He was a true giant on and off the court.
Really a class act by the Miami Heat organization, because he didn't leave here on great terms, but a great way of acknowledging that they did win a championship with him, and he succeeded his mission here in Miami.
3 championships with the Lakers and the one here with the Heat. Jason Terry spots up. That won't go. Deflected out of bounds by Haslam. Dallas is definitely, they're just much more attuned to the rebounding area, Jeff.
They are, and I like what Barea's doing. He's attacking, makes, misses, he's pushing it, attacking the paint there. He created a great shot for Jason Terry in transition.
The bench much more active than they were in a poor performance in game 1. Nowitzki shot misses, Miller the rebound. Miller wearing that sleeve on the left shoulder that's been bothering him. Between the thumbs and the shoulder. Bosh, that's a tough fall-away shot. Too strong. Barea the rebound.
Haywood in game 1 did a good job on Bosh. His length and his size has impacted him.
Nowitzki takes his time, gets to his spot, misses that time, however. And Bosh to board. Nowitzki 3 of 7 from the field. Wade on the drive. Chalmers for 3. Yeah, they've taken 11 three-pointers of their 27 shots. Hit 4. A little sloppy hot potato. 7.5 remaining here in the second. Correa again gets in the paint, finds Terry, an open 3. Those are the shots they need him to hit. Desperate. Correa dives on Miller and a foul call. Those two getting involved. You rarely see, if a guy's on the floor, we say this all the time, you can pretty much sit on him. They're not going to call a foul.
And really a smart play by Beret. It wasn't dirty, realizing that it was Dwyane Wade was all by himself on the other end, so he's making sure that he can't pass the basketball. Take the foul, just don't give up the 2.
And then a technical foul on Miller. Now that is a foul. And you see Miller reacting. Beret is saying, come on. Last 100 free throws he's taken, he's hit 97 of them in the playoffs. He's hit 25 in a row. Well, we said it before, Dallas, you know, they're a different team. They're a team that's bounced back. They've got some mental toughness. They talk about game 4 in the opening series against Portland. The game they had a 23-point lead late in the third and lost. How'd they respond? They won 7 in a row. They've done it all season long. They've bounced back. We've got a bunch of veterans who've seen every type of game, every type of streak. And so far, so good. Well, as Jeff said, perhaps they should be up more. Wade on the follow. That seemed to be maybe above the cylinder. That's what the Mavericks are claiming. Boy, he gets up. And it's back to a 4-point game.
You look at the separation between him and everybody else trying to get that rebound. Take a look at this. Second shot opportunities. Dwyane Wade head over by the rim.
And that looked like basket interference, no question. But you got to hit him. You got to put a body on him. You cannot stand and watch on the defensive board.
Haywood. Very strong possession there. First try to dribble it. Now Wade the other end and finishes. Wade electrifying the crowd, and it's back to a 2-point game. Timeout, Dallas.
It ain't going to get it done. It's got to be more, and you got to do your job, and we have got to contain the ball. We got to turn it up defensively. This ain't good enough.
40-year-old Erik Spoelstra in his 3rd year as the head coach, 16th year with the Heat, 2nd youngest coach in the NBA behind Monty Williams. He's only 40. He has done an amazing job, and especially you look at the pressure. As we said right at the top of game 1, championship or bust with this team, and he has stayed on such an unbelievable even keel through the highs and lows as Nowitzki's shot won't go, tipped in nicely by Chandler. And the players all talk about that, how his demeanor is mostly the same, whether they lost 5 in a row or when they went through that 21 of 22 wins.
It was very key to their success, especially during their early struggles when everybody else was panicking. He calmed the ship.
Wade, oh, difficult bank shot. There's just no defense for that. He's 8 of 10 from the field.
It's the second best player on his own team. It's unfair. How do you have 2 guys like this?
Nowitzki's pass deflected. Here comes the other one. Terry trying to reach in. And James will reset. Wade inside. Short-armed it, but he got fouled. And he'll go to the line, and that will be their first free throw attempts of the half. Erik Spoelstra, when Wade first came, didn't have a great jump shot. But Spoelstra, who started off as the video coordinator of this team back in '95, worked with Wade so much, really helped him improve. Those two have had an excellent bond. Spoelstra was a video coordinator, was the advanced scout, director of scouting, assistant coach, now head coach. He's been around the NBA his whole life. His dad, John, was an executive with Portland, with Denver, with the Nets. Growing up, he wanted to play for the Blazers when he was a kid.
Man, He went from T-shirts to Rico Suave. my goodness.
A call there as Nowitzki with weight on him. Here comes James. Spotted it. Stevenson for three. Knocks it down. A big shot there for Dallas. And Deshaun Stevenson, 9 points.
Yeah, that's his job. Defend and knock down open shots, and he certainly has done that this first half.
Mavericks back up by 5. Kidd now defending James. Bosh with the look. Bosh just 2 of 8. Nowitzki with Bosh on him. And draws the foul. They don't seem to be sending the double team as early as they did the other night.
Well, they're really changing it. We saw the previous possession where they forced them into a turnover. That time with him looking at the double team, they stay at home. But take a look here. The double team comes because he turns his back. LeBron James tries to run at him. Good job by Dirk Nowitzki picking up his dribble, recognizing it, and passing it on point to Deshaun Stevenson.
See, and I think he's made such an improvement. When he used to spin dribble from the perimeter, start one way, turn his back and spin, you could really time it up and cause him a lot of problems. Now he has a keener sense of when that double is about to be there. Seeing LeBron James right on target. And give Stevenson credit. This guy in both games has had a huge impact.
And Nowitzki's streak continues. Now 28 consecutive free throws made. This is the largest lead for Dallas, a 7-point advantage. They had an 8-point lead in game 1. That was early in the third quarter. James on the drive, trying to draw a foul. Oh, and he knocks it in as well. Count it. And 1. The strength after getting hit and putting up still a quality shot.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? I can't understand. What are you supposed to do against these two guys?
Lose. That's what you're. I mean, listen, the shots they're making threes, they're making these incredible shots.
But you look, they're hitting these incredible shots, which of course they did as well in game 1. They're down 5. Dallas has bounced back in a good, aggressive, physical way.
Well, and Mark said it, all along. I'm a big proponent of the Heat's defense. I think it's a great defense. Mark thought after game 1 there were some holes that could be exploited, and they've done a great job. Dallas has in moving the ball quicker and exploiting some opportunities.
By the way, the rebounding numbers, which was key for Carlisle, Dallas +3. Kidd the fake, the drive, flips it into Chandler. Nice assist from Jason Kidd, and it's back to 7.
You want to make Jason Kidd a scorer when he puts the ball on the floor to drive. Don't help force him to make the basket because he's looking to drop off passes.
I mean, what a difference from game 2 in a lot of ways. Wade throws it inside. Anthony to Haslam. Not that time. Marion the rebound.
And a great job by Tyson Chandler keeping Heat guys off of the board. Uses his body and allows other guys to do the job.
Nowitzki sets up Kidd. Chandler trying to get the offensive rebound, and he's fouled. And that's LeBron James' 3rd personal foul.
You got to know a guy's body of work. Jason Kidd is a facilitator. He's looking to make passes. So in dribble penetration situations, force him to score the basketball. And give Tyson Chandler credit. On both ends of the floor, he is battling for possession when you talk about rebounds.
And that's why you can't always just look at the stat sheet, because at the other end on the defensive rebound, Tyson Chandler did all the work so that their team got the rebound.
And pass, Miller with the deflection. Throws it ahead to Wade. Oh, what a perfect pass, but Wade can't finish. He's furious. And then bumped into Chandler. Marion finishes down the other end. Wade still yelling at Kenny Mallow. And Eric Spoelstra irate too. He thought there should have been a foul call. Now just walking away. But he has been a tremendous player for a long time, Jason Kidd, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday.
Antiques are sometimes better than the more modern version.
Foul away from the ball. You see Nowitzki doing a Kevin Garnett, knocking the shot away after the whistle. Make sure you get a good feel going it through. Seeing it go through. That foul is on Terry, his first, and they're in the penalty. I haven't made a free throw yet. They've only taken 3, but they're 0 for 3. As Chalmers goes to the line. And the WNBA, Ronnie Rothstein, the assistant coach for Eric Spoelstra. He's once a head coach, WNBA, longtime NBA vet.
Of the defunct Miami Soul.
There's Ronnie Rothstein, Westchester County guy back in New York. Great basketball man.
And at that free throw, Joey Crawford sternly warned Eric Spoelstra, and he told all of his other officials to not listen anymore.
Foul on Chandler after he had the shot block. That's his second. They're in the penalty now. Here's Bosh, the Dallas native. Was not a Mavericks fan growing up. He said they were a bad team when he was a kid.
So Bosh is the type of guy, he only likes his hometown team if they're good?
Well, you're a typical kid back then. It's hard to root for a bad team when you're a kid. How about all the kids in the 90s from all over the country? They were just big Bulls fans.
Yeah, okay, but...
All right, who'd you root for when you were a kid?
Oakland Raiders. Daryl LaMonica. Are you kidding me?
Well,
One
they
of
were
the great
good.
quarterbacks of all time.
It was easy to root for them.
That was. They were good. Mark Van Egan.
We don't need you to go down the roster.
Terry. Out the kid. The extra pass, one on the shot clock. They're not going to get it off in time, and a 24-second violation. Well, a great rotation defensively, although Dallas had some shots they should have taken.
No, but you were right. That's clinic type of defense right there. The multiple efforts, the reaction to the dribble penetration, and then finishing it with great closeouts.
Five-point Mavericks lead as we approach 2 minutes remaining. Wade, bad pass. And Terry called for the foul. 2008, winning the NCAA title with Kansas, was the most outstanding player of the Final Four. Hit that game-tying 3 against Memphis. He's a good player. He's done a good job off the bench. His career here, he's been a starter sometimes, coming off.
And had every right to be upset. They bring in Mike Bibby, and Mike Bibby starts. But give him credit. Embrace the new role, and has flourished in it.
Barea, the drive, pull-up shot. Won't go. Miller comes crashing in, and Wade picks up the loose ball. Wade nearly falls, keeps his balance, out to Chalmers, a 3. Nowitzki tips it out of bounds. It should be Miami ball, yes, a new 24. Haslam and Nowitzki battling for the rebound. Those two battled back in 06, playing against each other in the finals. Nowitzki, giving Haslam a lot of credit, said he's one of the best defenders at his position in the entire league. Wade, shot clock at 7, draws the foul on Marion.
That the Miami Heat are chopping away at the lead. So you get to the foul line, you have bad possessions, and you look up, and now you got to win the game all over again, as opposed to putting them away when you should have.
And LeBron James goes to the bench, and this is the greatness of this team. It's LeBron James goes to the bench, Bosh struggling, Wade takes over. Wade struggles at the end of the Chicago series. James and Bosh take over. I mean, this is, it's a very tough nut to crack to beat this team because of their depth of star power.
Well, when LeBron James went to the bench, since then they've gone on a 6-0 run. All have come from the free throw line. They're finally getting there. Final minute, second quarter. Marion. The double team by Chalmers, pokes it away, still loose. Marion gets it back. Nowitzki puts up a 3. Too strong. And Barea tips it, but right to Bosh. Thomas says, let's slow it down. Wade fires. That's a three. Wade from downtown to tie the game. A 9-0 run.
This guy shot the basketball and started walking the other way. That's called being in a zone.
Nowitzki.
Terrible clock management. They should have taken the last shot.
Miller's hurt meanwhile. Wade looking. Wade puts it up. And that ends the first half.